Welcome back to our channel HD Ultra Rare Coins. If you are a coin collector, watch video carefully. I will tell you about coins that make you a millionaire overnight. Top 1. The Elizabeth II 1 penny of 1998. To most, was just pocket change. But to collectors and historians, it became a fascinating symbol of the monarchy's endurance, a bridge between eras, and, unexpectedly, one of the most desirable and rare finds in the world of numismatics. To truly appreciate the story behind this coin, we must first step back into the tapestry of British coinage, where centuries of history are stamped in metal. The humble penny, a denomination with roots dating back to Anglo-Saxon England, has witnessed the reign of kings and queens, wars, empires, and revolutions. Through every century, its form and face evolved, yet its essence remained the same, an emblem of everyday life and national pride. By 1998, Queen Elizabeth II had already reigned for more than 4 decades. Her portrait had appeared on coins since 1953, each successive design subtly mirroring the passage of time and the evolution of her image as the nation's steadfast monarch. The 1998 1 penny, though small in size, embodied this continuity. It was more than a coin. It was a reminder that tradition and progress could coexist on the same surface. When the Royal Mint produced the 1998 1 penny, it did so with remarkable precision and purpose. This was not merely an act of mass production but a work of modern craftsmanship shaped by centuries of minting expertise. By the late 1990s, British coinage had already transitioned from bronze to copper-plated steel, a change introduced in 1992 to reduce production costs. This shift also gave the coins a slightly different hue and feel, a subtle change that collectors would later come to appreciate. The obverse of the 1998 penny features the fourth definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by sculptor Ian Rank Broadley. His initials, IRB, rest discreetly below the neckline of the Queen's effigy, a mark of artistic pride. This portrait stood apart from its predecessors. It portrayed the Queen with a mature, realistic expression, confident yet calm, regal yet human. Gone were the soft, idealized lines of earlier depictions. This was a sovereign who had seen her nation through both challenges and triumphs, her image a reflection of wisdom and grace. On the reverse, the design by Christopher Ironside retained the iconic crown portcullis, a symbol deeply associated with British Parliament. The portcullis, a medieval gate design once used in castles, represents the unity and strength of the nation. The crown above it reminds all who see it that the British monarchy remains intertwined with the identity of the United Kingdom. Around the edge, the inscription, 1 penny, frames the design, a simple yet dignified proclamation of its value. Each of these elements tells a part of the story. The coin itself measures 20.3 millimeters in diameter and weighs 3.56 grams, its metallic composition lending it a distinctive reddish tone. The magnetic property of the steel core beneath its copper coating became one of the identifiers for post-1992 pennies, a detail that later fascinated collectors when rare transitional errors emerged from the minting process. Now, here's where the story takes an intriguing turn. While millions of 1998 pennies were minted for circulation, a handful of special varieties and minting errors found their way into the world, transforming these ordinary coins into extraordinary treasures. Some bore minor misalignments, doubling of letters, or faint die cracks, imperfections that told tales of mechanical quirks and human oversight. To collectors, such details weren't flaws but signatures of uniqueness, each one making the coin stand out in a sea of sameness. There were also limited examples struck to proof standard, intended for collector sets. These proof coins, made with meticulously polished dies and struck multiple times for razor-sharp detail, gleamed with mirror-like brilliance. The level of craftsmanship in these pieces showcased the Royal Mint's dedication to preserving the artistry of British numismatics. Today, these proof versions of the 1998 1 penny are among the most sought-after specimens. But what truly elevates the 1998 1 penny to legendary status is not just its design or its minting quality. It's the rarity of certain specific examples. Imagine a coin struck on the wrong metal blank, or one with the wrong obverse die paired with the reverse of another year. These rare minting errors, especially if in pristine condition, have surfaced only a few times in private collections or auctions. When they do, the bidding wars are fierce. Collectors are drawn not only by rarity but by the story. The 1998 one penny embodies the spirit of late 20th century Britain, a nation balancing its heritage with modernization. It carries echoes of the past and whispers of the future. As the millennium approached, people were beginning to reflect on what symbols of national identity would endure into the new century. Coins like this one served as tangible links between generations. For Queen Elizabeth II herself, 1998 marked yet another year of quiet strength amid the evolving world around her. Her coinage had already spanned eras of massive social and technological change, from post-war austerity to the dawn of the digital age. Through it all, the penny remained constant in people's hands, a small but powerful emblem of unity. Over time, collectors began to notice that certain 1998 one-penny coins were virtually impossible to find in circulation, even though official mintage figures suggested millions. Some experts speculated that a portion of the minting run may have been melted down or held back for reasons unknown. Others theorized that certain proof strikes or error variants were distributed in limited presentation sets, making them even rarer. These mysteries only deepen the intrigue surrounding the coin.I and the world of numismatics. Stories like this ignite passion. When rarity meets royal legacy, values soar beyond logic. A coin once worth a single penny can, through the lens of history and collector desire, transform into a symbol worth thousands, or even millions. And the 1998 one penny, especially in flawless condition or with a rare minting anomaly, has done exactly that. Collectors across the globe now regard this coin as a sleeper gem, an unassuming piece of metal with an extraordinary tale. Its ties to Queen Elizabeth II, its transitional composition, and its place within the final years of 20th century British coinage make it a timeless piece of art and heritage. Auction houses have recorded record-breaking interest in certain examples, often attracting international bidders. Some proof sets containing the 1998 penny have fetched astonishing prices, while select individual coins with rare characteristics have achieved jaw-dropping valuations. As time marches on, coins like this grow even more precious. Many have been lost, damaged, or discarded without recognition. Yet a few survive, untouched, gleaming, preserved as if waiting to tell their story to the next generation. When a collector holds a 1998 one penny, they hold a fragment of history, a moment frozen in copper and steel. It's fascinating to think how something so small could carry such weight in cultural and financial terms. From the minting presses of the Royal Mint to the velvet-lined cases of collectors, the journey of this coin mirrors that of the monarchy itself, steadfast, enduring, and ever-evolving. Each scratch, shine, and contour reflects the story of Britain, the story of craftsmanship, and above all, the story of value beyond measure. Top 2. The United Kingdom Elizabeth II one penny 2008. At first glance, it may look like just another copper-colored coin, resting quietly in change jars or drawers across the UK. But those who truly understand coins know that appearances can be deceiving. Hidden beneath its simple design is a tale of royal legacy, national transformation, and minting precision that connects generations of British history, all embodied within a tiny coin worth just one penny. The year 2008 was a turning point in the history of British coinage. After more than 4 decades of consistent reverse designs, the Royal Mint decided to embark on a bold and revolutionary redesign, one that would modernize the entire set of circulating coins in the United Kingdom. This was the year that the nation's coinage received an entirely new look, marking a new era in numismatic artistry. The Royal Mint introduced an innovative concept. Instead of each coin bearing a separate, unrelated design, the 1p, 2p, 5p, 10p, 20p, 50p, and £1 coins would together form a complete image when placed side by side, a unified shield of the royal arms of the United Kingdom. It was a brilliant concept that combined tradition with creativity. The designer behind this ambitious vision was Matthew Dent, whose idea captured the essence of unity, history, and progress. For the 2008 one penny coin, Dent's design shows the lower left section of the royal shield, specifically depicting the segment of the shield featuring the lion rampant of Scotland. This lion, bold, fierce, and regal, represents strength and honor, standing as a centuries-old symbol of the United Kingdom's rich heritage. On the obverse side of the coin rests the ever-iconic effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, facing right, wearing the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a piece of jewelry steeped in royal elegance. The portrait was sculpted by Ian Rank Broadley, whose design had been used on UK coins since 1998. Around her portrait are the inscriptions: Elizabeth II DG Reg FD, short for De Grazia Regina Fidei Defensor, meaning, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. The 2008 one penny was minted in copper-plated steel, a composition that replaced the original bronze used in earlier years. This change was not just about saving costs, it also reflected the evolving economic and industrial trends of the 21st century. The coin weighs 3.56 grams, has a diameter of 20.3 millimeters, and features a plain edge. But what makes the 2008 Elizabeth II one penny so fascinating isn't just its design, it's the story of its rarity. During the transition to the new shield design in 2008, the Royal Mint phased out the old design featuring the crown portcullis, a gate symbol traditionally linked to the Palace of Westminster. However, during this transition, a few coins were reportedly struck using the old reverse design by mistake, a rare mule error that collectors dream about. These error coins, featuring the pre-2008 reverse on a 2008 dated coin, became legendary within the collecting community. Imagine holding a coin that represents an accident, a moment where human hands and machine precision briefly fell out of sync, creating something unintended but immensely valuable. These mule coins embody that rarity. They are the result of a minting anomaly that slipped through quality control unnoticed, making them one of the most sought-after modern British era coins. Collectors across the globe began hunting for these coins. As news spread across forums, numismatic websites, and YouTube channels like HD Ultra Rare Coins, the demand for authentic examples skyrocketed. Coin dealers, historians, and enthusiasts examined every 2008 penny they could find, hoping to uncover one of the few that bore the wrong reverse design. Even without the mule error, the standard 2008 one penny holds immense significance as the first year of the Shield series. It represents a design shift that transformed British coinage, marking the start of a new era under Queen Elizabeth II's long reign. Many collectors specifically seek to own the full 2008 Shield set, as it symbolizes artistic innovation and modern British identity. The production process of the coin also holds its own charm. Each coin begins as a blank copper-plated steel disc, carefully measured and weighed for perfection. The blanks are then fed into coining presses that strike them with immense pressure, over 60 tons of force, imprinting both the obverse and reverse designs in a fraction of a second. The result is a gleaming penny, its surfaces reflecting the sharp details of the royal portrait and the heraldic lion. Once struck, the coins undergo rigorous quality checks. Yet, even with all that precision, rare minting errors like the 2008 mule occasionally slip through. These errors become legends, physical reminders that even in the world's most advanced minting facilities, perfection can sometimes create imperfection worth millions. The collector appeal of this coin goes beyond its design. It lies in its story, the fact that 2008 marked not just a redesign, but a renewal of Britain's national identity through currency. Coins are not merely objects, they are miniature time capsules, preserving moments of political, cultural, and artistic change. When you hold a 2008 Elizabeth II one penny, you're holding a symbol of a nation that was blending tradition with modernity. You're holding a piece that carries the face of one of history's longest reigning monarchs, and a reverse that captures centuries of heraldic pride. Collectors value this coin not only for its beauty but for its context. It's part of a story, the final era of pre-decimal echoes fading away, the dawn of digital minting precision, and the continuous evolution of British coinage under Queen Elizabeth II. For those passionate about numismatics, these details are what turn a simple copper-plated coin into a priceless artifact. Over the years, as collectors discovered the 2008 mule pennies, auction houses began listing them for astonishing prices. Some examples fetched thousands of pounds, while perfectly preserved uncirculated examples became nearly impossible to find. Stories spread of rare finds in old wallets or forgotten jars, where lucky individuals stumbled upon coins worth a fortune. Every time one surfaces, it reignites global interest, not just from collectors in Britain, but from enthusiasts in the United States, Canada, and Asia, where British coinage holds a powerful historical allure. For the general public, a 2008 penny might still seem ordinary. But for those in the know, like the audience of HD ultra-rare coins, it represents the thrilling chase for rarity, the satisfaction of discovery, and the timeless allure of royal coinage. The charm of this coin lies in its contradictions: mass-produced yet rare, modern yet historical, simple yet majestic. Top 3. We're going to travel through time, exploring the legacy, the design, and the mysteries surrounding this particular penny that turned ordinary collectors into millionaires overnight. Imagine holding a penny, small and humble, dated 1993. At first glance, it looks like every other penny, reddish-brown in color, circular, smooth-edged, and modest in weight. Yet beneath that ordinary appearance lies a narrative rooted in centuries of royal tradition and precise craftsmanship. The 1993 penny was not just another year's issue. It became part of a fascinating chapter in British numismatic history, where minting decisions, design changes, and limited production shaped its destiny. To understand the 1993 Elizabeth II 1 penny, we must first journey back to the heart of the decimal era. In 1971, the United Kingdom transitioned from its old system of pounds, shillings, and pence to a modern decimal system. This monumental shift meant new coin designs, new values, and a completely fresh identity for British currency. The penny, once a silver coin centuries ago, was reborn in bronze and copper-plated steel, representing 1/100th of a pound. Over the following decades, the penny evolved in both material and appearance, mirroring the times and technology that produced it. By 1993, Queen Elizabeth II had already been featured on British coinage for more than 4 decades. Her portrait, symbolic of the stability and grace of the monarchy, was designed by Raphael Maklauf, whose effigy first appeared on coins in 1985. His depiction of the Queen showed her wearing the royal diadem, the same crown she would wear on state occasions. It was elegant, regal, and full of detail, an image that conveyed both her humanity and her royal dignity. On the reverse of the penny, the familiar crown portcullis, a gate design symbolizing the Palace of Westminster, served as a reminder of Britain's governance and tradition. Simple, iconic, and instantly recognizable, this design had become a staple of the decimal series. Yet, what makes the 1993 1 penny truly remarkable is not just its design, but its scarcity and the conditions under which it was struck. The Royal Mint, responsible for producing all British coins, usually issued millions of pennies each year for circulation. However, in 1993, something unusual happened. There was an abundance of 1-penny coins already in circulation from previous years, so the mint did not produce large numbers for general use. Instead, most of the 1993 dated pennies were struck only for special collector sets, the kind sold to numismatists or included in annual proof collections. That decision alone made the 1993 penny stand out, as very few ever reached the hands of the public. Collectors later discovered that certain 1993 pennies had subtle variations, minute differences that escaped the attention of casual observers. Some were struck using proof dies, giving them an exceptionally sharp, mirror-like finish. Others displayed tiny minting errors, slight misalignments, doubled letters, or faint shifts in the rim, which would eventually make them even more desirable to collectors. It's these nuances that transformed a 1-penny coin into a rare treasure worth thousands, and in one extraordinary case, millions. The process of minting these coins was, as always, a balance of tradition and technology. The Royal Mint in Llantrisant, Wales, used high-precision machinery to ensure perfect strikes, but even perfection has its moments of unpredictability. The dies used to stamp each coin wore down over time, and during replacement or recalibration, minor variations sometimes crept in. It's these rare anomalies, the small mistakes in perfection, that give birth to some of the most valuable coins in history. For the 1993 penny, certain examples display faint doubling on the lettering, 1 penny, or an unusually wide rim around the edges, small quirks that make these coins priceless to specialists who can spot them. As time moved forward, millions of ordinary pennies from the 1990s disappeared from everyday use. People spent them, lost them, or let them vanish into jars, drawers, and piggy banks. But among them, a few 1993 specimens quietly waited, gleaming under layers of dust, unaware that decades later, they would command attention on international auction floors. When collectors began identifying and authenticating the rarer variations of this coin, word spread quickly. Online marketplaces, coin shows, and numismatic circles buzzed with excitement. The humble 1993 penny had become a legend in its own right, but rarity alone doesn't explain its immense value. It's the perfect combination of history, craftsmanship, and condition that drives collectors' passion. Coins like these are windows into an era, the early 1990s, a time of transition and renewal in Britain. The Royal Mint was refining its production techniques, and the designs under Queen Elizabeth II's reign were symbols of national pride. To own a pristine example of the 1993 penny, especially one struck for collectors or with an error, is to possess a small piece of that era, a tangible connection to British history and royal heritage. Some of the most valuable 1993 pennies were discovered in proof sets that remained sealed for decades. Others emerged unexpectedly, in the change from a forgotten piggy bank or in the back of a desk drawer. Imagine the astonishment of finding such a coin, realizing that the tiny copper piece you've had for years might be worth more than a luxury car. Stories of accidental discoveries continue to fuel the fascination. For every collector, the dream of uncovering one of these elusive coins remains alive. Experts emphasize that the coin's condition plays a critical role in determining its value. A 1993 penny in circulated condition might fetch a modest price, but a proof example in perfect, uncirculated condition, often graded as FDC or PR70, can soar into astronomical figures. Collectors seek coins with crisp edges, deep luster, and flawless fields. The Royal Mint's proof versions, struck multiple times for extra detail, showcase the artistry and precision that set them apart. Over time, these proof coins have become the centerpiece of private collections, museum exhibits, and high-end auctions. From a humble start in the minting presses of Wales to the dazzling spotlight of international auctions, this coin's story is a testament to how the smallest things can hold the greatest worth. So if you ever find yourself staring at a coin dated 1993, don't just see a penny, see the possibility of a lifetime. Because somewhere in that small circle of bronze lies a story, a mystery, and maybe a fortune. And that's the timeless beauty of numismatics, where history, art, and destiny meet in the palm of your hand. This has been another fascinating journey with HD Ultra Rare Coins, where we uncover the untold stories of coins that changed the world, one penny at a time.